Between Sophie, Aanu, and Katisha, I don't know which girl pissed me off the most because what are y'all doing? What is going on? Love is Blind UK all started off good. What is going on? And let's not forget Mr. Javan, whatever the hell his name is. Oh my god, y'all, let's get into this recap.
Hey, unscripted, no teens restricted. In this journey, watch our stories unfold.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. It's your girl K and this is K Unscripted. Today I'm going to be doing Love is Blind season 2 episode 3's recap. But before we get into this one, because there's so much to talk about, have you subscribed to the channel yet? If not, go ahead and do that. Subscribe to the channel, like this video, and let's get into this recap. So in episode 2 we left off with Sophie feeling some type of way because Kieran had just given Megan a sentimental gift, which meant that he would be choosing Megan. Now then, I don't think that Megan had known that the other girl was Sophie, and now Sophie, knowing that Megan received a gift, she feels rejected, she feels disrespected by Kieran, and she's like, she's not going to put up with this. Now we see a conversation between Sophie and Megan. So at this point, they now know that they're dating the same guy. It looks extremely awkward. You could tell that Megan doesn't really want to have that conversation with Sophie. She's the one who starts the conversation anyways, but Sophie says that she doesn't want it to be uncomfortable between she and Megan. Sophie says that she feels disrespected by Kieran and that he wasn't transparent with her. Sophie made it seem like Kieran was saying the same things to both Megan and herself, and I tend to disagree. I didn't see him saying the same things to them. I have seen him asking Sophie to open up, share more, and she's not done that until their last date. And it was after that date he decided to gift Megan. Kieran also made it known that this was a concern to him, that she doesn't want to open up. He also made it abundantly clear that they're not getting to a place where they can fall in love. He said all of those things to you, Sophie. So the fact that you're trying to egg it on as if he's playing in both of your faces, that wasn't right, and I don't agree with it at all. Now let's move on. There's a date with Jed and Bada. He talks about his tattoos. He's never had a tattoo done, but he does say he would like to have one that would resemble his family and the children that he's creating with his wife. Jed then asked Bada, what are you proud of? And she said growth. She talked about how her family migrated to the UK due to a war where she came from. She spoke about how she couldn't speak English when she first came to the UK, but she felt the most for her dad, who had to go out to speak to people when he was barely able to speak English himself. She also shared that she started working at the age of 13 and that she's taking care of her family. These two, they both fancy each other. I love them. Like I said, they're unproblematic and I love the dynamic that they have. Now it's the reveal for Kal and Sarover. They're both nervous, anticipating the moment where they finally get to see each other's faces. The door opens, he walks up to her and he calls her his princess. He said, your prince has arrived, period. Kal proposes again to Sarover, and I don't know, did y'all peep that he was kind of struggling to go down on his knee? I said, oh, Kal, what's wrong? Is your knee hurting? Because I know once you hit the 30s, everything starts hurting, right? I can't remember his age, but I don't think he's 30 yet. But anyways, I said maybe his pants were too tight and he was kind of struggling to get down on the knee. But he did get to the knee, okay, and proposed to Sarover again. She said yes, and after she said yes, he said, I have one last thing that I would like to say to you. And he tells her that he loves her. She doesn't have to say it back. And she says, no, I do feel the same about you. She tells him that she loves him too. And I like that this couple, they kept it really cute and classy, not too much, okay, with the kisses. And they're still my favorite couple. Now let's talk about the date with Patrick and Aanu next. Aanu is saying how grateful she is for going through the experience with Patrick. He says that she's a spark, okay? There's a lot of unknown things about her and he loves it. So once she says that, Anu's face starts reacting. Okay, we know about those who have the reactive faces because my face definitely reacted too, right? When he said that there are a lot of unknown things about her. So she's like, well, what do you mean? Now, my antennas went up, right? So did Anu's. But anyways, he said, she's like a mystery. There's so much possibilities and so many things to know about her. Like what? And I'm gonna need you to talk about it. Yeah, let's learn the unknowns now, right? You'll have the time now to know the unknowns. But what are you talking about, Patrick? I don't know why she accepted that answer, or why she didn't press him a little bit more to explain what he means by what he said. But he then asked her to sing for him. She feels awkward, she doesn't want to sing, but she said that she tends to downplay herself, even if she sang with some of the most popular people out there. She doesn't want to toot her own horn, right? Patrick says, I don't like that. I don't like that in people. I disagree when society tells you to be humble. I don't think so. I think you should definitely toot your own horn, right? Anya said that she doesn't want anybody to humble themselves. She's not asking for that. She just doesn't want someone to judge her off what she's accomplished. And he said that's very interesting. And you girl, you don't have to explain a damn thing. Him saying that to you should tell you the type of person that he is. He then moves on to ask her, well, how would you feel if your family rejected me? She says, well, she and her mom are very close. Her mom is like her best friend. So if her mom is not feeling the guy that she's with, she's going to have to side with her mom. Now, he said, I love my family and all, but I wouldn't agree with them. That man said wanting approval from people is such low vibrational. Now, anyone who calls someone low vibrational is the real low vibrational person, okay? Patrick said that he's not living for people or what society says. He also said that once he got spiritual, he started being selfish. Patrick seems like the guy who tells a woman it's either my way or the highway. And I do not know why Aanu still wants to continue to explore this connection with this man who's clearly not aligning with her. The next date is with Katisha and Demela. She asked him what would life look like with him. Demela said for him he would love to have a jar with different ideas for date night, and every night they would get to pick from it to decide what they're going to do. Now, Demela came into the date hot and heavy, right? He got her some beautiful flowers. He wrote her a poem. This man is romantic. This man is pouring his heart out. He's making it known that, girl, I want you and only you. You're the one for me. You're the one who's deserving of all of this, right? He then asked Katisha, well, how do you feel about us? She said she's feeling it. She's enjoying him. She's enjoying the connection that they have. He said that he doesn't want to see any other girl. She says that Demela is a genuine guy and he's very kind. She is not used to this kind of treatment and she doesn't know what to do with the feelings that she's developing for Demela. But anyways, in the girls' quarter, Katisha is back, the other girls, and she's with Bada. She said that she's struggling between the two connections that she has. It seems too good to be true with Demela. She's questioning why would he want me, and I'm just like, can I suggest something? Please do therapy. Therapy helps everyone. Everyone needs therapy. Please do that, okay? The girl is struggling to receive love or to even recognize that she's in a healthy relationship. Now I get it. When you've been hurt and when you've been through some traumatic relationships, it takes a lot to get you to a place where you're healthy. And that's why it's important to heal yourself. Work on yourself first before you get into a relationship. Get your ish together before coming on a dating show, which requires a level of commitment. Okay? Now let's move on because this is what this is what is about to go down with Kieran and Sophie. Chaos, complete chaos, right? She walks into the date with Kieran and she immediately brings up him gifting Megan. She tells him that he was very disrespectful to her and how he didn't make his intentions clear with her. He said, girl, look, this is a social experiment. This is what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to explore our connections with each other. And he wants to do the process as he's supposed to. She says, well, that's rude. No, it's not rude. It's the truth. And maybe you have a little bit of a hard time accepting and receiving the truth. The man didn't do anything but trust the process. She said that she brings a lot to the table. And I'm just like, is the table in the room with us? Because we haven't seen anything that you've brought to the table besides talking about your looks, besides you bragging about, oh, I am success. I have success. Kieran allows her to talk, but he does try to apologize. In fact, he did apologize. And she tells him, I don't believe you. She's like, oh, I'm the catch, I'm the prize, and on the outside world, he would see that. Now she gets back to the quarters and she starts crying. She said she hasn't found her person. She's given it her all. What all have you given, Sophie? You've barely tried. You've barely given anything out of the experiment. From day one, you've been closed off. I understand maybe day one, you don't want to let your guard down. But as you have continued these dates with Kieran, which is the only one we've seen, we haven't seen any other connection with any of the other guys, but you still haven't opened up to him. So what are you talking about? Anyways, she decides that there's no one there for her, so she's going home. Bye. Please and thank you. Now, the next date is Patrick and Aanu. He sets up a spa date. He apparently had a splenic hit. That's what he said. And he tells Aanu, I don't want to see anyone else. Now this girl is confused because she know the last date that they had, it didn't go well. So what is happening? Anyways, she asked him, what have I added to your life? He said, you've added joy and curiosity. Here goes these weird responses again. He asked her the same thing and she said, well, I don't know. She said, do you want to take the next step? And he's like, yes, there's a proposal that can be potentially coming. The girl was just trying to enjoy her sushi, okay? She had no words for Patrick. Eat your sushi and keep quiet. Now, Patrick couldn't handle Anu's quietness, right? So he says to her, we don't have a lot of time. Now, she said she's not feeling it. But baby girl, I'm gonna need you to speak up, okay? Because what you end up doing later on is very confusing to me. How do y'all leave those dates a certain type of way and then come into the new date acting brand new and different? Like what? Didn't you remember? Didn't you take any notes? What? Let's move on. So the next date is with Katisha and Javan. So she tells him, well, how do you feel? He says, well, I'm comfy. Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. That's what the man said. And I'm just looking at this guy like, are you serious? Are you kidding me right now? She said that he's holding back. Why not lay it all out on the table? So he gives a story. He said this changed his perspective on dating. He talked about dating someone for 10 months, saying that he was very vulnerable and he gave 100% to that person and he didn't receive the same. Eventually, the lady ended the relationship with him and now he has a hard time trusting people. Again, why are y'all coming on these shows and you'll have all of these emotional baggages with y'all? Why? Tell me why. Anyways, Katisha tells him that she has another connection and she kind of knows where she stands with that connection. And when she says that, the man pretty much just says, the bare minimum is all I have for you, girl. That's all I can give you. And this is all she wants to receive anyways. Javan goes back into the quarters with the guys and he's saying what Katisha told him, and he said that the other guy is love bombing Katisha, and Demela is standing right there and hearing what Javan is saying about him. But I have to disagree. I have seen Demela being intentional with his relationship with Katisha. He's been putting effort and time planning all of these nice dates to woo her. Kieran and Megan have their date Megan goes into the date wanting to find out what the hell happened between you and Sophie. She just needs clarity. He says he took a risk and he's glad he did. Okay, that's what the man said. And he's making it known that the only girl he wants is Megan. He also tells her that he is falling for her. Then there's another date with Jed and Bada. So Jed and Bada, they talk about family, and he said that this is one thing that he cannot live without. They talk about baby names. She planned this really cute word search date thing. It was really cute. I'm definitely going to steal that idea. And it had some words that described how she was feeling about him. He was loving it. He was gushing. It was a cute date. And they both said that they're falling in love with each other. Now let's move on with the date with Demela and Katisha. He planned yet another beautiful date for her. This time he incorporated her culture into it because she said that she's Jamaican Spanish, and so she was really into that date. I feel like it was very thoughtful of him. It shows that this man is paying attention to what this girl likes, right? He's saying that he sees a future with them, that Katisha fits right into what he is looking for. I kind of saw disappointment on her face. I don't know if she's just trying to figure out how she really feels about Demela, or the fact that she's not sure how she feels with the other connection, probably comparing what's happening between these two connections. He tells her, you deserve this. Don't think that you don't. Period. She assures him that she has made up her mind, and she says that she can see herself being with him. And even if she has this other connection, nothing is going to change because she is stuck on him. He is the guy she would like to go forward with. Let's remember that. Because to top it off, she goes into the quarters and tells the girls that she picks Demela. Alright, let's remember that. Next, she has her date with Javan. So she's walking into this date going to break up with Javan because she just had a date with Demela and told him that she's going to pick him. But when she gets into the room, he now gets her flowers after all of the dates that they have. They talk about the other connection that she has and how he makes her feel good. She's letting Javan know that she's feeling the other guy, right? He said, well, do you? If that's what you want, then cool. Now, at that point, I would have walked out of the room because he's making it known that I am not about to fight for you, right? Do what you want. Javan is such a capital A, right? I don't know why she was asking this man to tell her anything. Like, do you have anything you want to say to me? This man said, no, but you know what? I'm going to stay here and enjoy this drink. I don't want to waste it. This is what Javan said to Katisha. Anyways, he says, you know what? Let me read my notes for you. He reads his bare minimum notes. Anyways, she mentions, oh, you know what? Let's talk about the gestures because this other guy has been doing all of these grand gestures for me. He said it wasn't necessary in this type of setting for him to do any grand gestures for... What the hell? He then tells her, well, what's going on? Where is your head at? Because you're the one who's conflicted in how you're feeling. I know what I feel. And I'm just like, but she already told you that she's feeling the other guy. Javan now goes back to the guy's quarters and he says, you know what? She's conflicted. She doesn't know where her mind is at. At this point, she's going to have to propose to me. Now, that's the man you want? Okay. Next is a date with Kieran and Megan. They both were excited. Megan said that she woke up excited and she wrote him a poem. She reads out the poem to him. That was really thoughtful. Kieran said, you are my person. I'm excited about our love story, and tells her that he loves her and asks her to marry him. She does say yes. But one thing I peeped was, why didn't he get down on one knee? That was a little bit confusing to me, but we're going to find out later. Anyways, then there's the date with Aanu and Patrick. Aanu is going into this date rehearsing a song that she wrote for Patrick. And here's where I said again, I'm confused because your last date didn't end well, but you're going into this date wanting to give this man a song. He's been asking you to sing for him. You've not been comfortable doing it. And now you wrote him a whole song. Anyways, she goes into the date and tells him that she wrote him a song. And I'm just like, and you don't piss me off. Oh my god. She tells him that he has encouraged her to write originals and that's something she hasn't done in a really long time. Homeboy ain't interested at all. So she's like, can I sing? Can I sing? She wants to sing him the song. And he's like, well, why didn't you sing then? She said, well, she doesn't want to do it if it wasn't going to come from her heart. Well, he said, I think you should sing it for someone who is deserving. And once he starts saying that, you could see that Aanu is confused. And I'm just like, why are you confused, girl? He's been telling you that if you don't do things the way he wants, it's not going to happen. He tells her, I enjoy talking to you, but I have to follow my spleen. And y'all, this is where the episode ends. So we don't even know what his spleen is about to tell him. But we're going to find out in episode 4 because it gets more interesting. So tell me all of your thoughts on episode 3 of Love is Blind UK season 2. I need to hear from you. Please don't forget to like this video, share it with a friend, and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.